this here, and then let me just confirm that the broadcast is ready to go. All right, and with that said, we are live. Aloha, and thank you everyone once again for joining in for another one of our Conscious Creator Support Circles here through Paradigm Shift Central, part of our Conscious Media Creator Dojo series. Again, this is an intentional space that we create to be able to help support our growing community of fellow conscious media creators, people who are showing up with intention to be able to help plant seeds and lead people back to their own heart space, to be able to help shift paradigms and expand consciousness. For tonight's circle so far, it's a small group just to be able to start off with. And I know a few other people are going to be joining as we go. And as always, we always got people tuning in on YouTube and listening to this in the future. So just give a quick introduction to everyone who is here. Myself, Brendon, and we've got Kevin with us and Candice, who's in the other room, and also Michelle. So thank you again, everyone, for joining in. And I'll just give a quick introduction and then we'll basically just kind of get into things. So just as an introduction, again, the intention for this meeting, this circle that we do, it's one of the many circles that we do through Paradigm Shift. Again, we've got dream classes, we've got spiritual seeker support circles, we've got all sorts of philosophical discussions, but the Conscious Creator Support Circles, again, going back to the core of what Paradigm Shift Central is about. For me, being able to help support fellow conscious media creators is so important, because as conscious media creators, this is a chance for us to really reflect on the story that we are telling. As the conscious media creators, we are the storytellers, we are the space holders, we are showing up in service. And so with this circle, this is a chance for us to really just be able to check in a genuine way, to be able to share a little bit about how we're feeling, to be able to meditate and reflect on what our goals are, to be able to share any challenges that we currently may be experiencing, and to be able to just help brainstorm and support each other. So some people will come to these circles seeking support, and others will come to this circle seeking to give support. So whatever the case may be, it's a full circle, and it's a pretty awesome community that we got going on here. So for those of you on YouTube, do me a favor, drop an 1111 in the chat just to confirm that you guys can hear us loud and clear, and it is confirmed that I can see it's coming through nice and clear, totally fine either way. And again, just to go over some basic stuff, you can check out the links in the info for this video for the Paradigm Shift Central Discord server, for the Patreon, as well as the links for all the creators that you see here in today's broadcast. So if you're curious to get further involved, check out the Discord and check out the Patreon to be able to get access to ongoing member events that we do here in the community. And again, encouraging you to connect with some of the featured creators that we have with us here tonight. You can find these broadcasts on Spotify as well under Paradigm Shift Radio. And also in the links for this video, you can also find the link for the awesome progress that we got building on Ibble. And I'll actually talk a little bit more about Ibble in terms of my own updates. And again, that's a new app that myself and a bunch of conscious creators are getting more involved with. And we invite you guys to be able to join us on Ibble as well. So with that said, I'll just invite us to do a quick little meditation. And then from there, we'll kind of just get into some introductions, give everyone a chance to just be able to share a little bit about who they are and what they do. And then again, I just want to be able to use that as an opportunity to be able to share a little bit about how we're feeling as a conscious media creator currently, which is a great chance for us to just be able to check in and again, just be able to kind of like bring ourselves into that heart space. So for everyone who's tuned in right now, thank you again. For those of you on TikTok and Instagram, feel free to click the link in my profile, join in on YouTube. For any of the leading members, if you guys aren't in the Zoom and you feel like you want to Zoom, you know where to find the link for that in the Discord, and feel free to join in partway. So we are live on YouTube right now. So yeah, Lori, feel free to jump over there. So for everyone here, feel free to join us in a quick little meditation. I'm just inviting you guys to get nice and comfortable. And I'll just lead us into this real swiftly, and then we'll get right into the core of the discussion. So for everyone here, when you're ready, just go ahead and take this opportunity to just close your eyes. And just allow yourself to connect with your breath. Soft, gentle inhales. And soft, gentle exhales. And as you breathe here, just allowing the rhythm of the breath to invite you into this place of softness, into this place of gentleness. And from this space, just allow yourself to bring your awareness into your heart as you just take a moment here to be able to focus in on gratitude. Gratitude for yourself for showing up for this event, gratitude for this community, gratitude for this space that we have created, gratitude for the wisdom that we are here to share, whether there's 4 of us or whether there's 400 of us, knowing that every time that we show up, it is an opportunity for spirit to be able to show up to support itself. And so in this moment, I just invite you to be able to imagine all of us just sitting in a circle, holding space for one another. And as you just look around in this circle, you see the fellow conscious media creators, not even necessarily just the ones here in the circle at this moment, but all the ones connected into this space through space and time. And so just imagining this beautiful circle of creators, and not even just conscious media creators, but all of us as creators. And as you just look around this circle, seeing their eyes, seeing the stories that they hold, and just allowing yourself to connect in from your heart as you just be able to express some gratitude for each and every single one of us for carrying with us our own unique keys, our own unique gifts that we are here to be able to help share into this world. And so as you imagine all of us in this space and you just connect in with your heart, allow yourself to be able to share any messages from your heart to the people that are here. What would you say? What would you say to the fellow creators? A message to be able to nurture their spirit, to inspire their soul. What do you want to say to them right now? Just go ahead and reflect on that and just allow that to naturally arise from within your heart. Beautiful. And as you gently breathe here, let's just take this extra opportunity for us to be able to just invite in a feeling of connection to futures that we are already connected to. And in this feeling of connection, just inviting you to just be able to imagine, not even just like the details, but more so just the feeling of what it would feel like for you to just be in your place of highest excitement as a creator. Whatever that looks like, whatever that feels like to you, serving others, manifesting beautiful visions, creating space, seeing others smile, telling stories, receiving that meaningful feedback from those in your community, watching others grow. What does it feel like, that space for you to be in your highest excitement as a creator? And maybe for some of you, maybe you are there right now. And if that's the case, just allowing yourself to be incredibly present with this. Just take a moment here. I'm going to stop talking and just open up that invitation for you to be able to just connect with that feeling of being in the energy of your highest excitement as a creator. So just go ahead and take a moment to be able to connect with that now. As you breathe here, maybe just practice a little smile asana where you take the corners of your cheek and gently lift them up to your ears, aka just put a little gentle smile on your face. And just allow yourself to be able to feel that connection with that energy and know that that connection to that energy is something that is within your soul path, it is a part of your destiny. And through the space that we hold here tonight, we invite all of us to be able to feel that path and to be able to ride that river with grace, and to be able to feel the universe moving us towards that as we continue to open our hearts and minds to the infinite gifts and the service that we are here to provide. And so from here, just taking another moment to look around this circle, feeling this connection and really feeling, before we finish this meditation, really feeling the connection and the momentum of the team, reminding yourself that you are not alone, that your energy as a conscious media creator is just one drop in a bigger ocean of incredible creativity that all of us are filling together. And so just feel the joy, the fact that knowing that each and every single day, all of us together, collectively and individually, are planting seeds, are holding space, are opening hearts, are expanding minds, are shifting paradigms. And so just feel the collective momentum of the team and just take this opportunity to be able to really honor yourself for the hard work that you have put in, honor yourself for the hard work that you continue to envision for yourself, for the play, for the creative expression, and to know that you are right where you need to be in order to get to where you are going. So just take a couple more breaths here, straighten up your spine, open up your chest. Just take a nice deep breath here with a little bit of a big exhale if you need it. Nice big inhale, nice soft exhale. One more of those just for good luck. Inhale. Beautiful. Carrying this energy with us, carrying this vibration with us, we'll continue to hold this image within our hearts as we move through tonight's continued discussion. When you are ready, honoring the infinite conscious creator within inside you and this pretty dope, awesome community and team that we are building here as we carry this excitement. When you're ready, gently, you can bring your awareness back to your physical body as you wiggle your toes, wiggle your fingers, and slowly open your eyes and return your awareness to the space around you. Awesome. All right, welcome back, everyone. For those of you who feel free to share even just like the message that you had for the community, if you guys want to do that. I know some of you have already doing that. I can see Lori's message for the community today was, I honor your creativity and your attempts to wake up the planet and spread more love on this planet. Beautiful, beautiful. Natasha is saying, I just wanted to pop in to say I love you all and sending love beams to each of you. Proud and honored to be connected to your incredible humans, high and by grand night. Thank you, Natasha. Yo, Fungi Flows, thank you so much for joining in. Fungi Flows, yo, I'm actually, maybe I didn't do it earlier. I'm going to send you the Zoom link. So if you want to join in, brother, you're more than welcome to. My message was, and I'll just share this real quick, and then again, we'll start going around the circle. My message, long story short, was basically your story. Like the story you were telling is the story of love. So that was my message that I had for the collective that we are connected into tonight. So yeah, with that said, what we're going to do here, if anybody else has things that they want to share, you can share those within your introductions. I'll kind of get into my check-in a little bit later, but I just want to be able to pass the talk and stick around first. So for those of us who are here, this is an opportunity for all of us to be able to share a little bit about, like who we are, what we're up to, if you want to introduce yourself, but most importantly, for you to be able to check in with yourself and to be able to share, like, how are you feeling? How are you feeling as a creator right now? Like, are you feeling like you're in a place of good flow? Are you feeling like maybe things are a little bit stagnant? Are you feeling a little bit challenged? Are you feeling a little bit frustrated? Are you feeling isolated? Do you feel like you need some support? Do you need some collaboration? So with the question of checking in with how are you feeling, it's also a chance for you to check in with what are your needs? And if you want to be able to express some of those needs, we're here as a group to be able to provide that additional support and feedback. And yeah, as we do this, for all of us here, you're welcome to be able to reply as we go around the circle. And yeah, we'll just continue to go with the flow and let spirit do what it does. So with that said, again, I'll share a little bit later. I got some really cool updates related to Ibble that I'll share with you guys. Things are pretty exciting on my end, but again, I want to be able to pass it around to others first. If anybody does feel like they are ready to be able to either go first, I know just kind of like putting some of you guys on the spot. Some of you just jumped in. That's totally aware of that. But if anybody wants to be able to just jump in first, you're more than welcome to. And we can pass the talking stick over to you. Otherwise, I'm more than happy to be able to go first, and then we can just kind of go from there. I know a couple of people stepped away real quick. Welcome to Cassius. Welcome to Carley. Thank you guys so much again for joining in. And again, special welcome to Michelle. And it's Michelle's first time here. And we also got Fungi Flows who is joining in. So again, we got a few more people joining as we go. So awesome. Kevin, maybe you could check in first, again, just sharing a little bit about, again, just kind of, who you are, what you do, but also most importantly, how are you feeling as a conscious creator? And if, again, there's any challenges and anything you want to be able to bring into the circle, you're more than welcome to. And again, we'll just be mindful of the time, and we'll be aiming to wrap up this event by about 10 p.m. EST, and just be mindful that we do have a few people that need to leave early. So with that said, Kevin, thank you so much for being here, brother. It's an honor to be able to have you as always, and passing the talking stick over to you. Who are you? How are you feeling? What do you do? Et cetera, et cetera. Welcome.
Well, howdy, folks. The reading on the screen is actually incorrect. My name is Electric Bill, and I'm broadcasting live from the International Space Station, and I want to give Mr. Brendon the award for the space holder of the century. It's like he's actually holding outer space. That's how much space he's holding. He's like holding outer space.
Bill, you're too kind. Thank you.
That's the when we were doing the meditation, that was a phenomenal meditation, by the way. I was just thinking of how many circles you must have led in the last 10 years. and I've led a lot of circles myself, but I think you might get first place in that race. And funny enough, I was thinking of Mr. Fungi here during the meditation, had zero idea that he was ever even going to tune into this. And I was like, yeah, Parker should totally be in this circle. Parker, aka Fungi, who just joined us. So welcome, brother. So anywho, Electric Bill is one of my 37 beings that I like to channel. But yeah, my name's Kevin, and I'm an author. I'm a personal development coach, and I do a lot of other interesting things. I like to sing and do slam poetry as well. But yeah, Brendon and I have both been creating conscious media for about 12 years, or I started about 12 years ago. My first YouTube video was like right at the beginning of 2010. And it's actually a pretty decent video. Like if I go back and watch it, I'm like, it's actually pretty good. So the certain ones after that weren't so good maybe. But as far as your question of how am I feeling, I'm feeling pretty blessed. I'm here in my friend's magical temple here, watching over their dogs and tending the wood burning stove that keeps this home warm. So that's pretty cool. And I'm working on writing a new book. I've written a few books. So I got my outline here of all the different chapters, and I'm just kind of, mapping out all the different puzzle pieces. So that's pretty fun, but it also takes a lot of work and a lot of discipline. And yeah, it feels really good to be connected to all of you, even though we're not in physicality. It's still very soul enriching to be connected virtually. And yeah, I'm out here by myself in the woods, surrounded by freezing rain and snow, so it can feel a little bit lonely spending the whole day, not hugging anyone except for these cute little dogs. So yeah, it's beautiful to reconnect with Soul Tribe and to remember that we're all in this together, and that my internal struggles, other people are going through similar struggles. And yeah, I guess I could share more on the next round or something, but I'm super grateful to be here. And I think my friend Rising Starseed in the YouTube chat wanted me to sing a song, so maybe I'll do that later. If that's what they were referring to.
Your reputation precedes you, so yeah, quite possibly. So I know Kevin was you're almost in here for the open mic last week, but we got plenty more still to come. So
yeah.
Cool.
Anywho, happy Thursday, everyone. I'll pass the stick.
Awesome. Thank you, Kevin. And again, for those of you who haven't connected with Kevin, again, good buddy of ours. You can find them at KevinMay222 on Instagram. And again, we'll put the link into the show notes there as well. So again, just kind of going around the first time, again, just kind of briefly introducing yourself. And again, just giving you guys a chance to be like real and honest. Like, how are you feeling as a creator right now? So if you guys want to just be able to give us a chance to be able to just share a little bit about what you're up to, but again, giving you a chance to be able to hear yourself, and again, also be able to express if there's any challenges you're currently facing, things you might need support with, things you might want to be able to get some feedback on. We're here for it. So with that said, we'll pass it over to whoever would like to go next. So who would like to go next? Just go ahead and put your hand up, and we can pass it over to you, and we'll figure out a brief order here real quick. And if no one's ready to go just yet, then I'll just do a quick little update. So quick double check on that. All right, so I'll share just a quick update. Again, what I've been up to. So for myself, how I'm feeling right now as a creator, very excited. The last month has been very engaging for myself in terms of being able to apply a lot of my experiences and skill sets in a new creative direction. Now, the last time that we actually had our Conscious Creator Support Circle was January 6th. At that time, those of you who are tuned into that, you guys would have heard me talking about Ibble. I was basically saying like, oh, like there's this new app. My buddy Dylan introduced it to me. They're basically like looking for conscious creators to be able to work as ambassadors with the app. And what that means is that essentially this app, like Ibble, is really, really cool because the team behind it, it's not owned by big tech. And like the CEO of it, like he's like owned like a bunch of other stuff, and they've invested a ton of money into it. And a bunch of that money is going directly into supporting creators. So they have this opportunity right now where they're basically looking for creators that would be a good fit for the app, and they're basically paying them a certain amount each week. And with that, your role is to basically bring engagement into the app. And so that's what I've been working on. And with that, we've actually been building like a squad of members within Paradigm Shift, and we've kind of been like working behind the scenes, and I'm helping them with being able to work towards their contracts as well. And we're kind of like building momentum over the past, between now and then. I'll just share a quick update and then we'll pass it around. We've done 2 events so far on Ibble. And again, just to be able to explain the format of Ibble, and again, you guys can download this, just look it up on the App Store. It's not available in Canada and some regions. It's mostly just the US. But if you get like a VPN and stuff like that, there are ways to get it if you're outside of the US. But the basic format of Ibble is that users create 60-second videos with a certain prompt or a discussion or an invitation, and then users can reply to that post with their own 60-second audio or video replies. So it's a really cool format, and it creates this opportunity where like discussions can kind of like transcend space and time, where you can initiate a discussion, and then throughout the day, people are kind of like adding their own 60-second clips. And then by the end of the day, you've got like 20 threads, like 20 clips kind of like added to the thread. So that's where we've created like a dream log recall thread. Again, we've done some really awesome events. I've done some philosophical questions. A lot of it I've just been playing with, but it's been really, really exciting. And the feedback that the Ibble team has given me, they're like, yo, dude, like you're rocking it. Keep doing this. And for me, it's really exciting because I can honestly say that, you know, like up until I came across Ibble, I was kind of like, you know, like TikTok and Instagram, I love it, but TikTok was like becoming a chore. TikTok was like a soul sucking platform where basically, you know, like what was once something where I would put up a video and it would reach thousands of people. Now it's, I could put up just as awesome as a video and there's no guarantee that it would even reach 600 people. And that kind of becomes like a little bit demoralizing for a creator. And that's not something I'm only experiencing by myself. I know a lot of people are experiencing this. So for me, long story short, my energy is very focused right now on being able to work with Ibble, training the other creators on Ibble, building a squad there, bringing engagement to it, and to be able to have that reciprocation in a way that has arrived at a very powerful time for me right now. Obviously, Lacey and I, we're expecting a baby very soon. So things are kind of like, I feel like the universe has just really gifted me this opportunity. And now from here, what I want to be able to do is, again, be able to like invite more creators into this gift. And that's what I really hold. And I know a lot of you guys here, even just after this, if this is something where you're interested in the Ibble stuff, like let me know, talk to me about this. Again, right now we're kind of starting small, but the momentum is building there. So that's where I'm at as a creator. I'm feeling good. I don't really feel like any blockages. I've got a pretty good routine. And yeah, I'm just like really excited to be able to kind of like wake up each day and put that creative energy in a way where I know it's going to be reciprocated. And again, I'm just excited to be able to see like the other creators kind of like getting more involved with it. And it's pretty cool to be able to see where things are going with that. So that's where I'm at in terms of Ibble. And again, for those of you who want to join that, click the link in my video and I create like a companion guide for you guys. And I've made like tutorial videos all about it. And just send me a direct message on Instagram if you guys have any questions about it. In next week, or I think I'm going to be hosting an event on there. And it's going to be kind of like a Q&A about like what I've learned in my 10 plus years doing free hugs. Or I got like a bunch of events, but I might be doing that event next week. So we'll see. Cassius, I can see you got your hand up. Did you want to be able to reply to something, or did you want to be able to do the introduction next? Just go ahead and unmute and let me know. And either way, I'll pass the talking stick shortly. So go ahead, Cassius.
Oh yeah, I was just going to introduce myself, or
okay,
yeah,
cool.
Whatever we're talking about.
Okay, cool. Real quick, did anybody have any questions about Ibble and stuff like that? I'm not going to spend too much time talking about it this broadcast. But again, I would encourage you guys to just let me know, even outside of this, if you guys got any questions about it. So, okay, cool. Awesome. Sweet. All right. So with that said, we'll pass the talking stick and we'll pass it over to, let me just check, because I know, Michelle, you have to head out soon. Michelle, Michelle or Cassius, if one of you guys wants to be able to go next, just go ahead and let me know. I just want to make sure Michelle has the chance to share before she has to head out the door. So,
oh, you can go first, Michelle.
Yeah. Okay, cool. All right. Thanks, Cassius. All right. So with that said, we'll pass it over to Michelle. This is Michelle's first time joining in for one of our sessions here. And Michelle, some of you are going to recognize Michelle on Instagram as Inner Mystic. Michelle, it's an honor to be able to have you here. And when you're ready, go ahead and pass the talking stick over to you.
All right. Hi, everyone. Thank you for inviting me. It's a pleasure to be here. I am an author. I'm also a content creator. I started Inner Mystic when I had my spiritual awakening and I wanted to connect with like-minded people. I also have a podcast called the Inner Mystic Podcast. And yeah, I pretty much consider myself an inner realms guide. That's how I kind of see myself. It's kind of hard to put a label on what you do when you're a conscious creator, when you're in spirituality and all that stuff. But yeah, I mean, just piggybacking off what you said, I would say that the challenge has really been feeling discouraged, and feeling like when you're looking at the metrics of these big platforms like TikTok or Instagram or things like that, and you're not reaching the same amount of people that you're used to reaching, and just kind of coming back to that knowing that despite the algorithm, you have your own algorithm within you, with the way that you're thinking, with the way that you're feeling, and knowing that that message is going to reach the right people. And so it's having that trust and not getting discouraged by the numbers, but also just sticking to what inspires you. So for me, I'm looking at ways to diversify the way that I'm showing up in my community. And also, I've always considered myself a lone wolf, especially in the beginning of my spiritual journey. So now kind of disattaching myself from that label and saying, okay, no, I really want to collaborate with more people. I want to create more community. I don't want to be this lone wolf anymore. I want to work with other creators. So as for diversifying, I am looking into YouTube. I'm surprised I never really kind of dipped my toe in that pond. But yeah, I would say just really allowing yourself to kind of come back to the enjoyment of creating, because I feel like now there's so much pressure that we put on creativity of like, this needs to get done by tomorrow. You need to be consistent. You have to show up. And it's just like, just to kind of relieve yourself of that pressure and coming back into enjoying the process and remembering what you're doing it for is to have community, is to express, get a message out there. So yeah.
That's awesome. Thank you, Michelle, for sharing. And I'd like to even just take a moment there, just hitting upon a couple of the important things that you shared there, because I think, again, for any of us as creators, that's what I found. Like, that's always been an important time to kind of like check in, where it's just like, wait a second, like is this that kind of like balance between responsibility and then suddenly the work almost feeling like it's becoming a chore. And then if you're really feeling like you're not excited to be able to show up and do something, that's not necessarily a bad thing, but that's a great time to be able to check in and just be able to check in and be like, well, why does it feel that way? Start to get curious. And usually if that's the case, that's also your spirit kind of telling you maybe it's time to start moving direction in new ways. So Michelle, I think it's really exciting to hear that. Again, just even starting on YouTube and everything like that. I remember I mean, right now I'm just busy with a lot of things, but the idea of creating content for YouTube, I love that idea, because it's something that you put like a little bit more intention into. It takes a little bit of extra time if you're editing and things like that. But even, as your community starts to build on that, you get to kind of like see the follower count grow. It's always cool when you start a new platform and like you're on your other platforms, it's like, oh, I got like 20,000 followers. But then when you create that new platform, like suddenly those milestones of like 15 followers and then 30 followers, like that like means the world to you. And then again, with any of those, it's always going to be about like the relationship, the meaningful connection. So nowadays, and I was saying this even before with TikTok, it's like with TikTok, even when my stuff was going viral back in the day, like I knew even then that like I was on like borrowed views. Like there was no guarantee that the views that I was getting there was going to continue for years to come. So as a creator, my focus was always on being able to develop on the relationship and the individual one-to-one relationship, and knowing that as you kind of like bring in that magnetic energy, the people that will resonate with you, they'll follow you, like they'll find you on other platforms. And the community, it doesn't need to be like 10,000 people, but even if you just have those small circles where you're creating like events with like, you know, like 10 people and 15 people, like those for me, like those, I really enjoy those. Those are things that just, you know, light up my heart. So again, you know, popularity and success are two different things. I've talked about this before, but the impact is for us as creators, you know, it's like, yes, reaching people, that's awesome. That's success too. But then do not forget that like the small groups, the small impact, the small viewers, the one-to-one, like those are, it's where it happens. It's where it starts. And I think, again, you know, it's really cool just to be able to hear, again, Michelle, a little bit about you creating stuff on TikTok, on YouTube as well. Michelle, if there's anything else, again, we can just kind of like chit chat about this, because I'd love to just hear from a couple other people, again, it's just about some stuff that Michelle was sharing and I was sharing there. So Michelle, do you want to jump in with anything else? Go for it. Even just any like insight and wisdom for other creators?
Yeah, you know, well, something that just came up as you were talking is that, you know, we as conscious creators, we're always trying to be mindful of our energy, and it's good to tend to our energy. But then I think it sometimes puts this block within us of, I can only show up if I'm feeling 100% today, if I'm feeling high vibe, and which is something that I want to let go of, because at the end of the day, yes, we're spiritual beings, but we're also human. And so the people that really connect with us, connect with our message, that are a part of our community, want to see all of those sides of us, not when we're just in perfect 100% condition, feeling, you know, 100%. So I think a lot of the times conscious creators can then tend to hide, because they're like, oh, I'm not feeling good right now. I'm not feeling 100%. I don't want to put that energy out into my community. But it's almost like switching that mindset of, no, you can still show up. You can still be a part of your community, even when you're not feeling that high vibe.
Yeah, that's a great point. And I know even last time we were kind of talking about that. Cassius, last time you were here, we kind of like, we're going over that. And again, like absolutely, as creators, it's important for us to give ourselves permission to, you know, be like real and raw and honest. Because and Cassius, we can pass it over to you as well next, because I know since the last time we kind of talked about that, I remember seeing some of your content where you were kind of like letting people know, it just be like, yeah, you know, it's like things have been challenging. But then also I'm curious as to like how you being more open about that has actually kind of like helped develop your experience as a creator as well. Michelle, before I just pass it to Cassius, was there anything else you wanted to share?
No, that's it for now.
Awesome. Again, for everyone here, if you haven't already yet, go connect with Michelle, Inner Mystic, on Instagram. And Michelle, if you're heading out in the next couple minutes, just feel free to let us know and we can pass it over to you one more time before you head out. So, but that said, we'll pass it over to Cassius. And again, Cassius, feel free to just give us a quick update, how things are doing. And again, how you're feeling as a conscious creator. And if there's any like big things going on that you want to let us know about, or any collaborations or challenges, et cetera, et cetera. Welcome, Cassius.
Definitely. So as I've been getting a little bigger, I've noticed more pressures. So my favorite part of being a content creator is the community, like especially going live at like 9 p.m. and then we all stay up together till 1, and it'll be like 100 people. We're all staying up till like 1. That is my favorite part, especially when they DM me and they're like, I was in that live so late, and I was there when you were eating your popcorn and all that. Like, I love it. It's so fun. And all I ask in return is just love. Like, I always tell them, I'm like, my favorite part is when you guys say I love you. And then they just start spamming. And I'm like, guys, stop. Like, I just love it so much. But I've noticed that I've been pressuring myself a lot. So as people have been like, oh, more videos, I'm like, yes, like I love making them. And I always follow my intuition when it comes to what videos to make and all of that. Like, I just feel what I'm really excited to make. But I noticed I'm always like, hey, I need to make a TikTok a day. Like I was always doing that. And then I remember I told somebody, I was like, yeah, I focus on making a TikTok a day. And they were like, whoa, really? And I was like, yeah. And then that's when it clicked to me that, yo, maybe that's a little too much. And I've noticed that I've always been kind of stressed out. Like I would be like, okay, I'll make this TikTok and then I'd plan another one for tomorrow. And it was always just to make the TikTok and then you're good, right? So I noticed it was always that pressure. So I think I'm gonna lay it down now to maybe like every other day. So I definitely needed this. But and yeah, I'll go branching to YouTube because I've been slacking with that. And I've really been feeling very good lately. Like yesterday, I was feeling so high vibrational, like I was just totally aligned and feeling super amazing. But then I notice like the next day, then I'll feel really good. And then I'll wake up and then it's like, it starts to die down. Like if I let my mind start gathering fears and stuff, then I feel my energy going down and I'm like, geez. And then I have to handle it again. And it's like, I thought I got through it, but I didn't. So I think I definitely need to pressure myself less. And I have really been open with my followers. And that's my favorite part too, is just being straight up with them. But yeah, I do need to be less precious on myself and really take the time. Like my favorite part of the day is at the end of the day, like it gets to like 8 or 9 and I could just make food and watch a movie or read and stuff like that, or watch Gaia TV. That's my favorite. And so then I started to realize like, whoa, I really like just chilling, right? So I'm going to start doing that more and taking the time. Like if it's every other day, one day I make a TikTok and the next day when I'm not doing anything, I spend a day just studying and reading and journaling and all of that. So I've been learning. It's always like I step up and I get better, but then it's like there's something else, right? There's another level. So it's fun. It's a cool journey.
That's awesome, Cassius. That's awesome to hear, dude. And again, you know, just something that I feel just kind of like spirit just kind of like wants to say through to me. You'll be successful in whatever move you make. So, I mean, like, it's kind of like this idea that, you know, like the amount of success that you've cultivated. And again, for those who aren't familiar, like Cassius, like you're almost at like what, like 1 million followers on TikTok. Like it's around the corner for you, which is huge. But again, you know, like with that many followers, like, yeah, like you showed on that, with that many followers, you know, like, I think like, it's exciting for you to be able to just say like, okay, like, yes, I've mastered the TikTok game. Now, what would it look like if I'm making like 2 or 3 TikToks a week and I start putting that energy towards other creative things, like you said, like your YouTubes and stuff like that? Because, and again, from my experience as a conscious creator, like constantly, it's always this experience that if I'm like doing too much of one thing, I literally can't do other things. So I have to pick and choose. And then sometimes it's just like, you know, I'll have several projects happening at once and I'll just kind of say like, okay, you know what? Like for now, I'm going to kind of just like divert the focus, move the energy. And that's where even for me, like right now, like so much of my energy is going towards Ibble. I still post on TikTok, but my relationship with TikTok's a little bit different. I still like the concept of making new TikToks, but right now I'm just kind of like re-uploading old TikToks just to be able to like feed the machine, and it keeps the gears rolling at least. And then again, from there, it's just kind of like moving energy elsewhere. So again, it's just kind of cool for you to just, you know, continue to give yourself that permission to say like, okay, you know what? I'm going to commit to 3 TikToks a week. And honestly, maybe even 2 TikToks a week. Why not? Right. The less time you're spending on TikTok, the more time that you're creating for something else that's also going to be, you know, like really successful, or just like, you know, a new avenue for you to be able to explore. Again, I think it's important for us as creators to be able to constantly be changing ourselves. I don't think that just because our audience has fallen in love with a certain expectation that they've come to understand from us, that means that they won't continue to love us if we change things up and everything like that. But yeah, again, that's just something that I just want to be able to share there. I'm sure others have their insight there as well. I did just want to be able to check in. Michelle, you're heading out in just a couple minutes, correct? If that's still your schedule.
Yeah, I should be good for another 15 minutes.
Another 15 minutes? Okay, because I was going to say, for anybody here, you know, I just want to give you guys a chance to be able to let people know if you guys got any services that you want to be able to let people know about, be sure to do that. So even Michelle, before you head out, if there's anything you want to like plug or any events that you guys got coming up, please feel free to let me know. But yeah, Cassius, I'll just pass it over to you. And then I want to be able to just like open this up to the other creators to be able to get some brainstorming and some insight. Again, this idea of just kind of like, you know, like not like what it feels like when we got multiple kind of like creative streams happening at once, and how we navigate kind of like shifting that around. Because I know some of us have different experience with that. But Cassius, is what I said. Does that resonate with you? Is that kind of, again, kind of start to imagine like what Cassius 2.0 might look like in a couple months from now if you start branching into new things?
Definitely. I always think of what's next, and I never like to settle. I'm always like, okay, well, what's the next step? So now that I've had so much on TikTok, I'm like, this is amazing. But I've always am like, okay, well, you know, I need to be, I shouldn't be materialistic, because I was like, oh, what if something happens to my page? Like stuff like that comes up in your head. And that's where it's like, okay, well, I need to branch out to more. Like I try and get my followers to go to my Instagram and my YouTube and stuff like that. So I try and branch it out. But yeah, I feel like really putting it out and branching out to other platforms is definitely powerful. And it made me think like, you shouldn't put all your eggs in one basket, like my mom was saying and stuff like that. But again, as conscious people, we tend to be less materialistic and more aware when we become materialistic. So like, I'm like, hey, well, that is just a tool for me to help others. So I try and keep my mind on that. And it does make me feel better because I'm like, yeah, like that's all I want to do is help people. But yeah, like you were saying, branching out to other platforms because each one can help people in different ways. Like TikTok is like up to 3-minute videos. And then if you go to YouTube, you can help people longer. Like, you could do vlogs and stuff like that. So I think there's a benefit of each platform that you should really be using. Like I love Instagram for the stories and like people see me every day. So like each platform definitely will bring you a different stance, like a different tool, if that makes sense.
Yeah, totally, dude. And absolutely, like it's kind of interesting to even just meditate on the idea of like, like what if your TikTok got deleted tomorrow? Where would that put you? Where would you be? How would you continue to kind of like move forward from there? Would it be a crushing blow, or would you just be like, oh, that's okay, I got like, more avenues and things like that? And again, even still, like Cassius, like I know you're still kind of like early into your journey as a conscious creator. And again, this isn't necessarily something that we fully have to talk about here, but just from my own experience, because I kind of like see a part of myself in you. And I know you're already thinking about this, but just reiterated this, and this goes for other people, like really start to kind of like invite in the entrepreneurial mindset to be able to just kind of like get into alignment where it's like, okay, like, yes, this is something I'm passionate about doing and I'm being financially supported in doing it so that I can continue to increase my global impact. I know you've been kind of like playing around with like merch and everything like that. And I know there's like a ton of other ideas for you to be able to tap into. Cause I know from my own experience, like for the first like good like 5 or 6 years that I was like doing paradigm shift, like I was barely earning any money, and I was like, I want to do this, I love doing this, and my mom's like, well, you can't keep, like my mom was like this voice of reason, right? And as much as I hated the fact that she's like you can't do this forever, Brendon. And then I was like, watch me. And then eventually from there, that's when I built my Patreon. That's when I started building this community. And then lo and behold, I've been doing it full time for how many years now? And again, and that's because I put in the work the years before, and you start to kind of like build that foundation. So really thinking like the long game. And again, that's for any of us entrepreneurs, there's lots of different ways to be able to earn money these days. It's just, like being open to the possibilities of it. Yeah, Cassius, any response on that? And again, I just want to be able to hear from others about, just like balancing multiple creative outlets as creators and stuff like that. So
yeah, I've definitely been trying to make a schedule and balancing out, what, like for me, it's like, okay, I'm going to post on my story every day, Snapchats for certain things. So like each platform, I'm trying to place like, okay, we're going to do certain things on each one. If you want this, you have to go to this. For finances, I noticed that it comes when I go with the flow, like when I genuinely do. Again, this is sounding like really spiritual people, but like when I just do what I love, it's like the universe like makes ways for you to make money. So I put it out. I'm like, I know I'm gonna make money somehow. I just don't know how yet. And I know I'm gonna get to a certain spot. I just don't know how yet. And then it comes, and then it's like, whoa. So with the merch, I know I told my followers, it's gonna come out around February, and I noticed that I still need to take pictures of the merch and all of that. So it's like, hey, let me just take my time and like feel it out. I know that like YouTube is going to be a spot where I'm going to create income. So it's like, I have all these ideas and I know where I have to put my attention to, but it's like, I go with this slow. Like, I know I've been creating like slow income from clients. Like I say, if you want to book like a 30-minute call with me, it only costs like 15 American. And I know with that, I'm so glad I did that, because not even just I'm earning like, so if I get like 2 clients a day, I'll earn maybe like $30 to $40 around that. And it's awesome, but it's like, I don't even do it for that. I do it because I help them and they teach me so much. It's so weird synchronicity. It's like anything I ask myself, the person that, bought time with me, they have like the answer to it. And it's like, whoa, like it's so weird. it's so mystical. So yeah, I always look at everywhere, like where can I create income? Because I know TikTok in Canada, you can't really make money like that. So definitely it's brainstorming and looking at where I could get all of that from.
No, there's lots of possibilities there. Anybody else who wants to just be able to jump in on this, again, just kind of like put your hand up if you feel there's, again, something you just want to be able to contribute into this, or any wisdom that you've gained from your journey on it. But yeah, Cassius, again, feel free to reach out to me anytime relative to, again, just like the income stuff and everything, man. Like, again, you know, from my own experience, like monthly memberships is definitely a viable option. So figuring out, like, you know, like if you've got X number of thousand people who already follow you, and, you know, like 1% of those sign up for a monthly membership, you're going to be, you know, taken care of, even just from that perspective. So,
I definitely thought about that too. Let me jump in, because I thought about that, and I kept getting the feeling that, you know, I need to have a little more knowledge before, because I definitely want to do something like that. And I think that'd be bomb for all content creators, because it's very like, it's like a 9-to-5 without doing a 9-to-5. It's just like, you know, you have a certain amount of money coming in all the time. I think that's bomb. For me personally, I knew I was going to do that, like some sort of Patreon, but I know that I want to do that if I'm going to do like hand certain knowledge. So like if I astral project every other day, like if you want to hear every story, you know, sign up for the Patreon, like stuff like that, where it's like I have more to give people and it's easier and not so like hard work. Definitely. But yeah, I like how you said that.
Yeah, there's definitely like a lot of exclusive value that we can offer through membership options. And sometimes, again, I don't think it's always going to be as complicated as we think it needs to be, because again, you know, like a lot of times, like the value that we offer is, again, kind of like the space that we hold as well. And I think even in like, this is, we don't have to get it fully into this, but I think for Instagram, they're actually going to start rolling out like membership tiers, like monthly membership tiers for some creators, probably not in Canada anytime soon. But again, obviously like Patreon and things like that. And again, that's where Cassius, I know I mentioned this before, but even like, honestly, just like you having, like, this would be the simplest format, you having a Patreon for like $10 a month, and with that you host one event each month for you and your creators, and then it's like you and they have access to you, and it's just like kind of like a group hangout or something, and then you just start there, and then that can kind of like build and stuff. But again, we can talk more about that later. We'll just kind of like keep things bounced around, and again, that can go for anybody here. Again, Patreon is always an option, but obviously there's plenty more options out there as well. So anybody want to be able to reply to anything that we're just, again, kind of like brainstorming and sharing insight on, feel free to let me know, and then we'll pass things around to some of the other creators. Carley, did you want to jump in on something? Please, by all means, and welcome. Good to see you.
Hey friends, great to see you. It's been ages, it feels like. Yeah, so I have just recently signed up to do coffee or Ko-Fi, however you pronounce it, which this will help for the right spot. I'm like, where's my headphone plug right now?
We can hear you as it is, so.
Okay, I wasn't sure if this is any better.
It's fine. Both are fine.
Okay.
Yeah, go for it.
Okay, cool. But yeah, just they have a monthly membership access as well, but it's also a place where you can just donate to people, send them tips, and that's connected to my streaming. So I kind of have that option rather than people. So that's, yeah, I haven't done the monthly membership yet with that, but that is an other option as well if people don't want to do Patreon but want to do something, you know, monthly membership wise.
Absolutely. Cool. Carley, what do you got the mic? Do you want to share a little bit of an introduction, what you've been up to, how you're feeling as a creator? Would you like to go next?
Definitely, yeah.
Cool.
Especially
Awesome.
while people are still here. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, Michelle, so great to meet you. I'm glad you're here. This is awesome. It's always good to meet new people. And it just feels like lately it has been like, it's been good to be a content creator because we need us right now, right? Like everybody's stuck inside for the most part, or feeling that kind of aloneness in some way, like Kevin mentioned, like that feeling of like, we are all connected, thankfully, on the internet, but most of us maybe don't have people nearby that we can connect with. So I've been teaching a Qigong class online, which is like healing, moving stretches, just streaming it on Twitch, which is a nice website to make some money off as well. But they do take 50%. So that's why it's like you have to find other avenues to, like, you can be a content creator and use these sites. You know, it's a great way to put yourself out there and have new, you know, meet a new community. But like, you do have to be conscious of like, how much energy am I putting into it versus like, how much am I getting out of it? And like, so that's why I started doing Qigong. This was something I was going to do anyway. It helps me feel better. It's like been really great for my back. I'm over here making a grilled peanut butter and jelly right now for my son. And I'm just like, you know, I have to be able to do something that fills me up and hopefully helps other people feel better too. So that was my whole intent with sharing that practice, was how much it helped me. I found that like, whether I make money on that or not, like, it keeps me to a routine. It keeps, like, I'm writing a gratitude list every day when I stream, like, so finding ways to like use my content creation to also like be part of my routine, or, you know, sometimes I'll meditate during it, or like lead a guided meditation, or just I'll cook on stream. Like, I'll kind of make my content creating work around my life, rather than where I used to like set up, you know, have to be in a certain spot and set apart like 4 hours to do it and just be really dedicated to it. I've kind of been a lot more easygoing on myself about it, and found that people still watch. So kind of crazy, but I do like it. It's fun. People kind of like that. And as we were mentioning before as well, about how sometimes we only want to show ourselves like on our best days. And being able to relate to people and just be like, you know, that's a lot of what social media has been. But like, we're here to make a difference. Like, we're here to change that. We're not here to go along with the flow of what everyone else is doing. Like, we're here to literally be the change. So we're here to say like, hey, I'm having a rough day. Like, this is what I'm doing. This is where I'm at. Like, and just be there. And sometimes you can be brought to a higher vibration. Sometimes people can send you healing, and your community's there for you. And it can be this great exchange of energy, right? Where we're there for them when they're feeling down, and they can actually, you know, reciprocate that energy as well. So so I found that a lot of healing in that, and sharing my own healing journey and my own spiritual path, and helping others kind of wake up to this idea of like, oh, like, maybe that's the reason my body's not feeling good, is I am so disconnected from the spiritual journey. You know, I've been cutting myself off, or putting so much pressure on myself, or trying to go along with what this outside idea of who I'm supposed to be is, instead of just stepping into this role of like, hey, I'm making up my own role as I go along. Like, that's kind of the whole point. Like, I get to choose my character, you know, this is a make your own adventure story. So like, might as well enjoy it, right? Feel a little better and help people feel a little better. So that's kind of my background. I was sick with a chronic illness for years, suffered with it, had all crazy surgeries and all sorts of stuff, and then finally stopped one day. I was like, there's got to be a way that I can do this myself, and like just started reading and researching and doing all sorts of different things, and just like, oh yeah, we can be our own healer. So sharing that with other people and taking people off this reliance of Western medicine has been huge for me, especially because I was pre-med psychiatry. That was my background, and then I got really sick putting myself under so much pressure at school, and found that I had to heal myself a completely different way, break free of what I thought I had to do. And you want to come up here, say hi? He wants to turn up the light up. He doesn't like the ring light. But yeah, that's kind of this is my son Elon. So we are.
Did you say you're making a fried peanut butter and jam sandwich? Is that what you said?
Yes,
that's wow. I'm glad I
so
showed up to the meeting tonight. Never would have heard of that otherwise. So.
Yeah, this is a family thing apparently.
He's
like,
low key judging.
Dude, he's like, turn this light off, Mom. You don't need this light.
Well, Carley, again, I see your notifications pop up for your live feeds every day in our Discord server, and I think it's so great that you've built this sacred space community.
No, Mama. I'm on mute.
Okay, Carley, we'll catch up with you in a minute. You can jump in anytime. Okay, cool, awesome. All right, just checking in with things. Michelle, did you want to just share anything before you head out? If that's if you feel called to do so, please, by all means.
Pretty much just want to say, like, I know I didn't get to meet everyone here tonight, but I'm really glad to connect with the ones that did speak, Carley and Cassius. And yeah, I don't know. Sorry, I was so present with what everyone was saying. I wasn't thinking about what I was going to say. So I'm just really grateful for hopping on tonight. And, you know, hopefully I'll be able to join future events with you guys.
Absolutely. Well, I'll just, if you'd like to share, is there any services, events of yourself, anything that you got that you want to be able to invite people to that you have on your networks?
So currently I'm going through a rebrand, sponsored by my Kundalini awakening that happened in this last month, which has been very interesting. I was not expecting that. So currently not right now, because there are so many shifts happening right now for me. So I'm just energetically kind of attuning to what's going to come forward in, you know, the springtime. So nothing right now.
Me too. That's crazy you say that, because even yesterday it was so different with that 22222 business. Like it was crazy. Wow. It's so weird how you say that. Wow.
Yeah. Like I've been going through like pretty much, to be doing my meditation at night, and my boyfriend will be sleeping in bed next to me, and I'll suddenly be going through the involuntary movements, and he's like, what's going on? Are you okay? And I'm like, it's just energy. And he's just like, this is not in my realm of normal. He's not really deeply into this stuff. So I'm kind of just like going through this Kundalini awakening and like processing a lot, and just like, it's been crazy, like in the best way. But yeah, I'm just attuning to a new level. So as of right now, I've kind of put everything on pause and allowing me to kind of attune and then open myself up to what that looks like in this next phase.
Good for you, Michelle. I think, again, you know, as creators, we can learn a lot from that, the importance of just being able to listen to what we need in that moment. And yeah, again, you know, I can speak from my own experience. Like sometimes like there are going to be those periods where I'm just like, I just need to step back. But then in the process of doing that, I find every time I do, I come back stronger. I come back like, you know, like I spiral up a little bit more. I take that little bit of time within the hermit cave to be able to get even more clear on what it is that I want to be able to create. So again, you know, as creators, there's no rule that says we have to keep doing the same thing. We have to keep promoting the same type of content over and over and over again. What would it look like if you were to totally just kind of like create something you've never created before, or try something you have never done before? So yeah, Michelle, I'm so glad that you're able to tune in tonight. Again, I'll be in touch with you, and we can chat more about the Ibble stuff. And if that's something that you want to just keep on the table, then I'd love to be able to help assist you in, yeah, just letting you know what options are there for that as well. So Michelle, any just closing things? And then I assume you're probably out of here, and we'll catch up with you another time.
Yeah, I just want to say thank you again. And kind of just going off what you just said, we definitely evolve with our brand, with our message, that it's not a static thing, as, you know, things are constantly changing. And so to not be attached to how our evolution goes about. So yeah, thanks everyone.
Absolutely. Thank you, Michelle.
Say something real quick.
Oh yeah, go ahead, Kevin, real quick.
Before you go, Michelle, I just want to say I've been going through Kundalini Awakening since my first one was in 2010, and I've had like numerous different phases and chapters of it. So if you ever want to like message me or anything, I'd be happy to like just be a sounding board or something, because I know it can be super intense. Like it can rock your world if it's you know, overwhelming, which it often is. So I just wanted to say I honor your journey, and yeah, the biggest key I think for anyone going through Kundalini is just focus on grounding your energy and like soothing your nervous system, because it's like all this fire energy is coming up through the spine, and it's just like finding ways to soothe the energy. That's what's really been helpful for me. So
yeah, no, I appreciate it. Yeah, there's like I had the spiritual awakening, and then the heart awakening, and then the Kundalini awakening, and then, you know, it's like there's levels to it, but it's not linear at the same time. Like they're still all happening simultaneously. So
I my name's Candice. I just wanted to say with Kundalini, it's like it's in your body, in your like stream, in your energy field, and what's happening is that it's just trying to find a home in your cellular field of where to sit. So it's like this experience that you're going through is no mistake. And what it's demonstrating is that it's letting you know, it's just letting you know that it's here to support you, and it's gonna guide you on every journey you take in life. So it's like when you've done Kundalini, it becomes you, like that is your body in the world, and coming from this space is a really powerful stance.
Thank
oh
you.
yeah, thank you.
Thank you, Candice, for your wisdom. Michelle, looks like you got some pets there who are begging for your attention at the moment. So we'll let you go, and thank you again so much for joining us here, and we'll be in touch.
All right, thanks. Bye, everyone.
Bye, Michelle. Take care. Awesome. Cool. Candice, thank you again for that. And again, you know, with the topic of Kundalini, like straight up, like that's a whole podcast in itself. And maybe that'll be something that, you know, if anybody here wants to create an event about that, please, again, take that inspiration and roll with it. You know, there's always opportunities to be able to dive deep into those topics. So we'll go around the circle a little bit more. Candice, did you want to even just go next? We can pass it over to you. Again, just kind of quick introduction and check in with how you're feling as a conscious creator, if you would like to go, Candice. Would
Sure.
that be cool? Yeah. Okay. Go ahead, Candice. Welcome.
Well, my thing is I've done a bit of work, like I've put stuff out there on Instagram, and I want to put another snippet out, but I'm just in the process of sitting with my creation, and then once that creation wants to leap out, I'll put it out to the world. That's me.
Awesome. Thank you, Candice. That's a great point that Candice makes. You know, like as creators, I've always thought about this, and I'd love to even just, you know, brainstorm and talk about this as a group. You know, like as creators, like we are birthing content into the world, and that's usually what happens. You know, kind of like comes into us as a vessel, and then it kind of like stays there and it incubates, it gestates, and sometimes, you know, like I'm sure many of us can kind of speak to this in different ways. You know, I know even Kevin, for someone who's like written a book, you know, it's kind of like you spend like months and months and months kind of like formulating and processing this creation, and then when the time comes, it like kind of like emerges. Oh, there's the book there. Parker's got the book there as well. But yeah, I just like to, you know, just kind of like brainstorming and riffing here and just kind of reflecting as creators, you know, what it feels like to kind of like give ourselves permission to not feel like we have to create something instantaneously, but to actually like give it a chance to kind of like sit and gestate, and to really honor like kind of like the slowness of how creation can kind of emerge from us, opposed to, you know, trying to eject it out of us too quick sometimes. So anybody want to share any thoughts on that? If so, feel free. Go ahead, Kevin. Yeah.
I wasn't gonna say anything, but I think I want to hear what Mr. Fungi has to say. He still hasn't shared any of his magic. He's just been beaming
Chilling.
from his silent cave there.
Parker, go ahead and jump right in, and then we can kind of segue into an introduction for you as well if you'd like. So
You gotta unmute yourself too.
check.
All right, can y'all hear me?
Yes, sir. Welcome.
Word up. Yeah, I've been following along with what you've been doing, Brendon, for the longest time, and as the fungi, I really like to immerse myself in the natural realm as much as possible. And I've been on quite a lot of trips in many different ways, if you know what I mean, over the last few months. And so when I see the message to, come on the virtual world here, it's sort of like, I don't know, I'm almost like kind of like taken back in a sense of like it's not my natural habitat, you know what I mean? But whatever happened with this 2-2 thing yesterday y'all was talking about, definitely was like some sort of an adjustment for me. I got like some really terrible stomach sickness. It was almost like an upgrade. I felt like whatever I was eating before just like wasn't gonna cut it, and I was forced to kind of like step up to the next level. And through that was like a lot of like really just like terrible stomach pains and like sort of just dealing with weakness and sickness. So I'm coming out of that. So that's why, my vibe might not be necessarily like where it's typically at. But glad to be here. Once again, like super cool to see Kev. It's been a while, and yeah, got the books right here, got the medicine here. So things have definitely been ramping up for us. We're in the midst of dropping our website. So with that, we're going to be having our own merch available pretty soon. For those who don't know, my name's Fungi, and I'm a freestyle rapper predominantly. So I've been making music for quite some time. Just in October, dropped my debut tape called Dying to Live, which I just made a Facebook post about today. I'm kind of like going to go through every song in the tape and give like a little bit of background story to help everybody like get familiar with the tape that we just put out before we debut the debut album called Resurrection, which will hopefully be coming around Easter. So we just ordered some more stickers. So that we're gonna have another 200 of those coming in. We're getting those out in the town. Just ordered some more flyers. This is what the front of the tape looks like. We got like the little Animorph swag of like me morphing out of a mushroom. It's kind of hard to see on the camera or whatever, but we got the flyers and the stickers, and we're gonna have some hats available for people coming shroom hopefully, and a lot of other goodies like t-shirts.
Did you say coming shroom?
Coming shroom, baby. ASAP, as shroom as possible.
These puns run deep as the mycelium grows.
The puns are all over the place. We got, much love, and in the Matrix there is no spoon. We got there is no shroom. There's a lot of cool t-shirt ideas that are be coming out of the mycelial realm. But yeah, I mean, like I resonate with everybody's stories of going through what's happening with the TikTok, IG. I'm glad you're introducing me to Ibble. I just looked that up while you're talking about it. I'm gonna get on that. But long story short, I put like almost a day's work in every single day for putting content out, and I don't get paid a dime. We have one Patreon supporter for $4. I make absolutely no money, but I put all my effort into this because I know it's going to wind up paying off. So today I woke up feeling like absolute shit. Should have probably just like meditated and done something else, but I made 4 Instagram posts, a Facebook post, a couple TikTok posts, and just doing that like with my little video editor on my phone. I mean, that took me up until basically now, you know what I mean? So like I'm just putting in the endless amount of work just because, I know this is going to pay off. We just sent over a ton of footage to our video editor. We're making our debut music video called In Love with the Fungi, which is absolutely like groundbreaking in the sense that we have footage from California, from Florida, from Pittsburgh, and even from other spots as well, just basically like getting people hype in the streets, like singing the song. Like after I give them a freestyle, we're like, you guys want to vibe with us, be in our music video? We drop the song and everybody at the same time is like, we in love with the Fungi. Hey, and we have like groups of 20 or 30 people just moshing and mobbing with the song. And so doing that like all over the map, filming a music video on a boat with some soul tribe down in Florida. And we're going to basically take all that footage and put it together for this debut music video we're super excited about. So I mean, with what's been happening with the movement recently, like I could go on and blab for the next hour. I'm not going to try to hog it all up, but yeah, definitely grateful to be able to check in and let y'all know, you know, what I'm doing. It looks like he dropped the link, Fungi Flows. So I'm Fungi Flows on every single platform, from Twitch, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, blah, 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 like basically every single one. So definitely appreciate the subscribe and the support and the follow and everything like that. And if you're into trippy hip hop, you're into psychedelic music, you're into hearing some freestyle raps, people on the streets that give me topics and I rap about them, that's my specialty. So definitely follow along with the movement, and I'll try to bring you as much medicine as possible.
That's awesome. Thank you, Fungi. And again, you know, I just want to be able to take a moment here just to kind of like celebrate what you do, because you did a great job of explaining it. But even still, I'm sure for the people watching this, they might be missing just kind of like some of the full context of you just kind of mentioned there at the end. It's like, oh yeah, I go out on the street and do the kind of like freestyle, you know, like flow tree and everything like that. But like, man, like the stuff that you've been doing there, like those interactions, like those are so real. And so again, you know, Parker is going out there and it's like, you know, it's like late night and people are kind of like hopping from bars to bars, and he's dropping the bars, and you know, it's just these experiences where the people are coming up to him, and it's these real human authentic connections. And you know, it just goes right back to my own passions with, you know, like shiftivism and free hugs and all of that stuff. But again, you know, those type of moments, like that's the real social network right there. You know, it's the in-person heart-to-heart stuff. So I mean, you know, Parker, man, like I know like the amount of value that you're putting out there, dude, is so powerful. And that's where, again, like we'll definitely keep in touch about this, because you know, there may be some possibilities with Ibble that might totally just open up some doors for you and really, again, bring that support back to the stuff that you're doing. But I did just want to give you a chance to just kind of like just share, you know, for the people watching this, you know, a little bit more about those like in-person experiences and just kind of like the impact that you're seeing coming out of those. If you don't mind just kind of like sharing a bit more about the insight from that, and again, how like what you've learned from that as a conscious creator and everything. Because again, being a conscious creator, it's not just what we do online, right? Like it's who we are and where we bring ourselves. That's where the journey is.
Absolutely. Yeah. Thanks for the opportunity. Honestly, I'll be straightforward. I feel like if we put more effort into and if I knew better how to get this content out there, I mean, you know, I'd be a millionaire and this would be all over the place, viral. You know what I mean? It's just like we're still learning how to crack the code. I understand that like reels are a really big thing right now, as we've been talking about. Understand that TikTok, as much as I hate it, is definitely a way to go viral. And so I finally, just as of recently, kind of like opened up myself to doing some things I'm not like fully in resonance with and fully comfortable with, in order to get this out there, because I know that, you know, if this could become a TV show that you can just go on your cable, that everyone would watch it. So let's see, I'm 33 now. I was 18 whenever I started taking topics to rap on. I was 13 when I started rapping. So I've been rapping for 20 years. I've been taking topics for 15 years. And it basically all started with a sign that says, I rap and you pick the topic. So I would go out, and it started in the south side of Pittsburgh, which is actually famous for having like the most bars out of any one street, basically in like the whole world. I think maybe there's one other place in Germany or Japan or something, but this is basically like the epicenter for people to party, for people to drink and you know, to just kind of have a good time. And of course, with that comes like a lot of darkness and a lot of chaos. And so it's always sort of been like my main focus to be on Carson Street in Pittsburgh and walk up and down and kind of bring the light and the love and you know, like also like hold space for people to, you know, express themselves. Because when people are like shitty drunk, you know, a lot of realness comes out and a lot of emotions pour out that people might have been, you know, holding in throughout the week. And so not only do I rap for people, but I listen to people. It's sort of like a ministry. but you know, we walk up and down the road and people see the hat, people see the sign, people see the big camera following us. And all of a sudden they're like, oh, what is this? Like a TV show, the podcast, like what, you know, what's going on? And it's kind of like, you know, it's we sort of make a scene. And I'm like really like very gung-ho about taking my freestyle game to the next level. Like, you know, beneath all of this, like I'm a rapper and I want to be the best rapper I possibly can. And my brother Harry Mack, who's out there putting his stuff out, has elevated his game exponentially in the freestyle realm. I don't know if y'all know Harry Mack. Check out Harry Mack. But definitely like go out there to just practice, you know. So I'm hungry, you know, not just for money or for views. Like I'm hungry to get my game better. So I take words for people, take random topics, and I'm walking up and down the road, and you know they'll just be like throwing out some random words like, you know, orange, stripper, and banana or whatever, you know, whatever the heck, and I just like instantly we drop a beat and I just boom, 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 like, you know, give them a freestyle based off the words. And it's always cool to see the reactions because, you know, number one, like I'm a white guy with glasses, with a long beard, like even without the hat, like you don't expect me to be able to rap. Like, so the wow and the shock factor is just like absolute. And then I had the mushroom hat on and people are just like, what the fuck? And so it adds more to like, you know, the whole reality hacking. And then when I dropped the bars and just absolutely just like, you know, wow face them, then jaws are on the floor. And and you know, it's either like somebody's just completely like unable to process it, or people are turning up and it turns into a mosh pit. And you know, people are dancing with me and cheering.
Bro,
and
you definitely
and,
deserve a
yeah.
lot more recognition. Like I definitely could see you on TikTok. I never liked TikTok either, but I end up posting on it a few times for Instagram. And then I was like, hey, well, people want to see this. So I really think you should be posting on TikTok and definitely putting yourself out there more because you deserve way more recognition. I just feel the energy. I'm like, yo, if I saw this guy with a hat running up and down the street, I've been like, yo, what's your snap? Like, I actually would want to see your stuff. You definitely deserve more.
Thank you, bro. Thank you. That's funny you mentioned Snap because I downloaded the other day and I was like, I have to get rid of this. I can't even mess with this. It'd be like my 8th application on my phone. I have to post it. It's like I can only do so much. Like Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok, like take up my whole entire day. It's like what I want to just spend my whole entire life in my phone. Like I need to, you know, pull some essence from the natural realm as well. But thank you for that, Cassius. I appreciate that. Definitely open to anybody to, you know, help give tips or ways in which like the IG or the TikTok videos can take off a little bit more. You know, I put all as much content out there as I can and edit it the best and make it look the best in my little video editor. And it's just like, you know, we haven't quite like cracked the code to get it out past just like, you know, our immediate people that follow us. So you know,
I've been in that state for so long because I studied social media for like 10 years, and so I wanted to get in it so bad. And it's only since recently that, you know, this year that I've been doing pretty good. And so I noticed that creating content that people want to share, like the shares is like the number one thing. So like if it has the most amount of shares and people stay longer, then the algorithm will pick it up. But as long as you keep, I notice it's a lot of, if you keep going, like if you post really frequently, no matter what it is, then the algorithm will start to pick it up. I had to study a lot of social media, but because it's hard, bro. Like it's actually a lot of work. Like it's not easy.
Yeah, an insane amount of work. Yeah, I'll pass it back to you, Brendon, if you had any other questions.
No
but thanks for
worries.
letting me go deeper into what I do.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Again, for everybody here, encouraging guys, give Fungi Flow some new follows there. And again, we'll post a link for the YouTube, the Instagram, the link tree, all the stuff that you guys need there. And yeah, you know, it's social media is a wild beast, man. Like that's where, again, you know, I think it's important for us to really just kind of like pick and choose and not try to stress ourselves out too much. And I agree with Cassius, like, or with Parker. I mean, with Cassius as well, but with Parker, yeah, like you don't want to be spending all day just like uploading content to all your platforms and stuff like that. So just be very mindful if you find that that's the case. Sometimes really just kind of like pick and choose your targets and just be like, you know, like, okay, maybe I'm just going to kind of like, for me, like I barely use Facebook. I like the Facebook, like, was it reciprocating to what I needed? No, not necessarily. Again, was TikTok reciprocating what I needed? A little bit, but not fully. Instagram's still like my home base for being able to like let people know of kind of like the other things I'm up to. And then again, and now I got Ibble that I'm kind of like focusing that extra energy towards as well. So yeah, no, it's okay to be able to shift things around. And honestly, again, like I'm here to support you guys. I honestly don't have all the answers. The fact that TikTok is constantly changing, that's part of the design. They don't want you to necessarily be able to master it in a lot of ways. And sometimes, you know, like I think, again, the best thing that we can do is just continue to kind of like show up with our like own like magnetic, authentic energy. But sometimes with TikTok, it's a bit of a dice roll. It really is. But again, I think that consistency, and then just kind of, again, paying attention to the themes that people want. Sometimes it's kind of hard because, like, saw a post about this where it's like TikTok actually like favors mediocrity, like that, because that's kind of like the general mainstream is kind of like this kind of like, and whatever mediocrity is, you know, that's going to be different depending on your perspective. But like sometimes when things are like so fringe, it's harder to kind of like necessarily like get it super popular on TikTok. But again, I think there definitely is kind of like a code that can be cracked. Again, Cassius, he cracked it quite well, and definitely, again, is kind of like found like a pretty cool niche that expands a pretty broad spectrum within the kind of like the spirituality and all of those themes related to dreams and astral realms and aliens and all that stuff as well. So, but again, I honestly don't have all the answers. I'm just here to hold space and brainstorm with you guys as well. But yeah, does anybody else want to jump in on anything at the moment? And then Lauren's here as well, so we can pass over to Lauren as well, and we'll go around a little bit, and then we'll get close to wrapping this up here. But if there's anything that you guys have, like any like challenges that you do want to be able to bring to the circle, please go ahead and let us know. And we'll do our best just to be able to provide some insight and wisdom. But again, just at the very least, just having this community support, super helpful. So again, if you guys see some new posts going up from anybody here that you resonate with, you know, that little extra share button always goes a long way. So if you guys just want to post it up to the story and then just add in a little blurb, just saying like, you know, like huge shout out to Parker, go check him out, please, by all means do that. And I'm saying that as a reminder for myself. And Parker, I'll put up some shares for you in the coming days as well, because I know there's a lot of people there that have simply just not seen your stuff. And if they were to see it, they'd be like, well, this is pretty sweet. So
thanks, bro.
Cool. No problem, man. No problem. Anybody else want to jump in with anything at the moment? I think Kevin has turned invisible at the moment, so we'll hear from him a little bit later as well. So cool. All right. Well, with that said, Lauren, welcome to the circle. We would be more than happy to be able to pass over to you. We kind of went through originally just with like brief introductions, and then again, just giving us a chance to check in with how we're feeling as a conscious media creator specifically. And if you wanted to be able to expand on that, you're more than welcome to. If you want to talk about anything that you're up to, like that you're excited about, as well as any challenges that you may be kind of working through as a conscious creator, you're more than welcome to as well. So Lauren, would you like to go next? We can pass the talking stick over to you.
Sure. Hello, everyone. I don't know what to talk about, but I'm excited. We'll see what Spirit has for us. So being a conscious media creator, I think the most important part for me is just showing the spectrum of emotion and challenges that we're going through. And so lately I've just been having like music and like staring into the camera. And I've had a lot of anger lately. So it's been a lot of angry staring into the camera. And it shows, but it could be triggering for some people, but anger is an emotion and it's not to be stored into the body. It's not to be continuing to hurt with it, but it is an emotion. It's usually hurt underneath that emotion. Sadness really is what anger is. So it's been a whirlwind of emotions as we're sharing consciously, and what we're sharing may or may not trigger people, and which I don't know if anyone has parents that have seen our content, but they can be critical. They can be critical of what you're doing, what you're saying, what you're speaking, what you're feeling, especially on the spiritual awakening journey, right? Because I feel like a lot of our opinions about the world might be much different than the norm. And so my mom keeps telling me to come back to Earth, which I find actually very funny. Because it's a great insult, because maybe I'm not, part of just the Earth. We're, as we all are, we have different, I don't know, ways of being outside of this Earth realm. But yeah, I guess just with support, what I can use is understanding how other people go through criticism, understanding that there will be criticism and it's okay to have that and hold it, and yeah, have other people roll through that.
Yeah. Well, thank you, Lauren, for sharing that. That's a great topic. And again, let's just kind of open that up here for the group. And this might be close to one of our final topics for today, and then we'll get wrapped up in a bit. Criticism. How do you guys deal with criticism? What's been your experience? How do you find you react to it? And then how do you find you're able to kind of like work through it as well? Cassius, go right ahead, dude. You probably come across a little bit of criticism with your millions and millions of people seeing your videos here and there.
Yo, you don't even know. Okay, listen. All right. So when I started, I remember I got my first 15K and I was like, okay, whoa, like, I was like, that's crazy, right? So I was like, okay, I guess we're gonna be talking about this. And in my town's really small, plus we're the only Black family, so you already know how that goes. So I was already like very talkative, like social kid. And so everybody already knew about me or knew me. And so when they saw us posting this stuff, they were like, yo, do you see he's like talking about leaving your body and aliens and stuff? And I'm like, and you're not? Like, and me, it just baffled me. So then I just kept going. And it got to the point where I was getting like, when I got to 100K and I passed like everybody, because we have some famous people in my town too. So when I passed them, they were like, hey, well, like, this guy's doing something. And so then they're actually watching, now they're watching my content. And it's hilarious because they used to make fun of me. They're like, yo, why are you making like alien videos wrapped up in a blanket? And like, why are you talking about leaving your body? And I'm like, don't worry, you'll catch on. Like in my head, I know it's real. So I'm like, for you not to believe is like baffling to my brain. So I just kept going. And I was like, all right, I'm just going to keep going. And then it got to the point where I'd hang out with people and they'd be like, oh, yo, I watch your content. Don't tell nobody, but I talk to aliens late at night. And I'm like, yo, it still baffles me sometimes. Like all of my friends, like everybody in this town now, I'm not even saying this to big up myself, but like almost everybody in my town now is spiritual because of my content. So like they come to me, they're like, yo, crystals, like what crystal should I use for bedtime? But I'm like, weren't you the same guy that was bullying me like 3 months ago? But like, I don't say nothing. I'm just like, all right, Jared, like I got you, right? I just keep going. But it's funny how people really like, they're not like spiritual. They don't like you until you start doing something. And then like they got their ears perked, right? I definitely, and I hope you guys like low-key use me as an example, because I was like, everybody, even my parents, they were like, yo, why you? Because I wasn't going to school. I was like, I'm gonna do this. And they were like, oh, my dad, of course, is like, oh, where's the money, right? And I was like, don't worry, it'll come. And now that like there's actually movement, he'll come to me and he'll be like, oh, what video did you make today? But I'm like, 5 months ago, you weren't saying that, right? But it's just hilarious to see the movement. So I think everybody, that's gonna happen. I see a lot of content creators doing the same thing. So for all of you guys too, as soon as you start getting the ball rolling and you're confident in yourself, next thing you know, everybody's gonna be like, they won't say nothing to you because you're doing stuff, and 2, you're so confident in what you do. Definitely, when I learned that and it started happening, I was like, okay, whoa, right? Definitely though, it's crazy.
True that, Cassius. Thank you, man. And yeah, again, it's interesting. It's kind of one of those ideas where it's like the more you shine your light, the more you kind of like attract like quote unquote darkness and stuff like that. But again, it's just attention, and people always got their opinions. Again, I think at the end of the day, though, it's important for us to just be able to meditate on how we relate to those opinions. Again, I think it's interesting though what Lauren was saying, because it's one thing for a random person on the internet or someone in your town to tell you, be like, oh, I think what you're doing is ridiculous and stupid and stuff like that. But as soon as it's like a family member, that says something like, whoa, that's like cutting deep at another level, because, you know, it's just like, this is someone who you care about, who you respect. And it's not just that, it's like you care about how they perceive you. And that's where it really can carry with it like kind of like a deep wound. But at the same time, it's kind of like this opportunity for you to be able to remind yourself, it's just like, oh, even still in this moment, you know, based on how you choose to perceive things, it's like, they're still teaching me something. Like there's a reason they're my family member. There's a reason they're challenging me right now. How can I look at it from that perspective? And if anything, actually use it as a way to propel me even further towards listening to my heart. Because that's what your goal is. Your goal is to be able to like, you know, like continue to do what your heart calls you to do. While at the same time, genuinely listening to, you know, the concerns of your family members and loved ones. And again, it's up to you to be able to say like, is that valid? Is it not valid? But making sure that you're not just bypassing it at the same time either way. And then kind of maybe trying to find a middle ground where, you know, maybe you can just kind of like start to ask some questions, or just, you know, be like, open up a little bit of dialogue in a way where it helps you understand a little bit more about like why they feel this way. And sometimes like what I found from my own experience, where like, again, I've kind of had a similar thing where my mom would kind of like get on my case about stuff. It wasn't because she was like, oh, like, I think what you're doing is stupid, but she's like, I care about you, and I'm not entirely, I don't feel, I have trouble seeing what you see, and I worry about how other people are going to treat you, and I'm trying to protect you. I know it doesn't look that way, but I'm actually trying to protect you, and I'm not communicating it properly. I love you, but this is how I do it because I come from a different paradigm and we don't know how to process our emotions quite in the same way. And then so like their verbiage comes out as like attacks, and they're just like, oh, like, stop doing that, you're going to embarrass yourself. So again, I think in a lot of ways it's just kind of like giving us a chance to kind of like more empathetically connect with where they're coming from, without, I mean, yeah, like, don't take it personally is kind of an easy thing to say, but when it's coming from a family member, it's like, how do you not? But at the same time, you know, it's also a chance for us to just be able to say like, oh, you know, like, do I want to change what I'm doing? Or is this actually the universe being able to test me to say, you know, it's like, do you know who you are? It's like checking in with you. It's like, who are you? Who are you really? Because we're going to challenge you. You know, it's kind of, in other circumstances, I've experienced that with like in the past, not anything recently, but in the past, I just remember there was like one time where I don't even know what I did to piss someone off, but apparently like this person just suddenly had this opinion about me, about how I was a horrible person or something, and started just throwing all this shade at me. And I was like, wait a second. And it's like, if anything, like, it actually motivated me to become like, I'm just like, it gave me a chance to really be able to ask the question and just be like, who am I really? And I'm like, I fucking know who I am. And it helped me show up even more. And then this kind of like fucking blow right past their shade sort of thing. And then to the point where it's just like, you're so clear on that, where again, you know, like the people might start throwing shade at you, but it's just like, it deflects right off because you're just like so clear on your path. So, I mean, again, it's easy to block and bless someone who's on the internet who you don't really know. It's way different when it's family. And then again, you know, trying to navigate that. But again, I think it's, you know, holding empathy for them and just being able to understand that, you know, even still there's something that they're teaching you. But again, it's always relative.
Was definitely the hardest, especially with cousins. Like when you go up to them and
yeah,
like,
stuff like that. Yeah.
Yeah. And they're like, oh, like, I see what you're doing. And like, but it, like you said, it motivated me to teach them. Cause I'm like, you are a powerful person. How do you not see this yet? Like, it definitely motivated me, and it made me happy to see them spiritually grow. So I think that is what should motivate any of us, especially as content creators, is like seeing their growth. That's what really pushed me. Cause I'm like, I want you to see, you know, the world like how I see it, because this is your next stage of basically human evolution. So it's like, we really are here to help. And, you know, as heroes in like a movie, right? People don't really think, the people around the hero don't think like the hero, right? Like you have to understand that like you are the one, you're meant here to change stuff. Definitely.
Yeah. And yeah, absolutely. You know, it gives you a chance to just be able to kind of like reflect on like how you're teaching people, if the people who you're getting criticism from are the people who you're teaching, but then at the same time, like the hardest criticism is coming from the people who don't even watch your content or even care about your content or even want to understand your content. You know, like that's when it's hard, but it's just something that's like a deep emotionally rooted again, criticism or just like them just kind of like trying to protect you, but it doesn't come off that way. Kind of reminds me right now where it's just like all the bullshit happening with Joe Rogan, where it's like the people with the most opinions about Joe Rogan are the people that have never listened to Joe Rogan or something like that, right? Like it's just like, screw you, Neil Young. Have you listened to a single episode of Joe Rogan? Probably not. But anyways, yeah, just kind of going back on things. I know we talked about a couple things. I want to be able to pass it back to Lauren and Carley. I'm not sure if either of you have anything to say. I mean, anybody here have anything to say? I just, you guys nodding along and stuff like that. But yeah, Lauren, what do you think? Again, because I know sometimes just talking about it is one of the best ways to just be able to navigate it, so.
No, I appreciate both of those reflections. Cassius, I love your energy. You make me so happy. Just like, oh my God. And Brendon, yeah, especially with like, what is this teaching me? What is this teaching me? Maybe there is some truth to that criticism, and how can I look at that aspect of myself in a different way, not being stuck in that cycle of just like, I'm sad that I've been criticized and it hurts and it's painful, but it's okay. And also knowing when to set boundaries with people if they are not going to understand you or not really look at your content and already have a preconceived notion or opinion, then just teaches you how to set those firmer boundaries with love and compassion, rather than just blocking everyone and being like, you're out of my life and I don't want to deal with it. So
yeah, like I think for any of us as creators, like we actually want to keep those who have criticism of our work, we actually want to keep them nearby sometimes. Like that's like one of the most valuable things on my spiritual journey was just kind of opening up to this idea of just like, like a good spiritual friend will actually be the one who does challenge you. He might piss you off. They might piss you off when they do it, but like that's actually who you want. The last thing you want is to be around with everyone who's just giving you nothing but constant praise, and then it just becomes this echo chamber, and then suddenly you think that there's like nothing you can do wrong, and then like suddenly a new person walks in, they're just like, like, oh, have you ever noticed that you do this, or have you ever thought about doing this differently? And you're like, why didn't anybody tell me that I was doing that or something like that? So, like it's easy to just like block someone, but, especially if it's a family member, it's like, you don't always have that option. It's like, sorry, mom, block and bless sort of thing. But, again, I think with, God, anyways, but what I was going to say though, is that, it's important to understand, and I've said this before, that, like your content is not for everyone. And sometimes your content is not for your family members. And that's just the truth of the matter. So, again, it just kind of gives you the opportunity to just be able to, in those moments, just really check in with yourself and be like, well, where is my soul calling me? And sometimes that may be calling you in a direction that your family members may not necessarily fully agree with. But that is also an opportunity for you to kind of like continue to grow in a way. And if that's the case, sometimes it also involves a lot of deep trust, where it's like, sorry, mom, sorry, dad, like I'm going, like I have to leave the nest. Like I have to fly my own wings. Like I have to do this for me. And if you love me, you'll understand that. And this doesn't mean it's like farewell forever. And then you kind of have to trust in this process that you following your journey will take you to where it goes. And then just kind of like hoping that, like when the time comes, maybe like it might take years, however long, but then eventually they'll just be like, whoa, like, what, like talking to you personally, they'll just be like, hey, like, like I know a couple of years ago I was giving you some flack and everything like that, but I can tell you're really happy now. And at the end of the day, that's all I want. I just want you to be happy, so like that's where, I think in some cases we have those experiences with our parents, and sometimes it's also something where we kind of like incorporate into our future, where it's just like, we make sure we don't repeat that for another generation, and we kind of like remember and we carry that with us. But at the end of the day, I think any parent just wants their child to be happy. Any family member hopefully would just want their child to be happy. So it's like, even their criticism, can you perceive it through this lens of love, even though they're not necessarily communicating it in the most clearest way? And then whether or not you're immediately talking back to them, can you have that conversation with them with inside of your own heart? And then can you find contentment with understanding that you're not necessarily going to get the answer you want from them, but if anything, it's going to, the challenge, the crucible, the fire is actually going to help you become more clear on what it is that you're going to do, and kind of like ease the waters with a little bit of forgiveness, and just being like, I forgive you. I know what you're doing is coming from a place of love, and I love myself, therefore I have to keep doing what I feel called to do. So does that help, Lauren? Again, I'm just kind of talking from my heart right now, but
Absolutely. Yeah. Thank you so much.
No problem. Does anybody else want to jump in on that? We'll get close to wrapping up in a bit. And if Fungi Flows wants to share any flowetry before the end of this, I know I saw you guys talking in the chat. Totally open to that as well. But yeah, just on this topic, criticism, family member criticism, anybody else want to be able to share on that, please, by all means, general insight. So
Yeah, I'll just share for a minute. I think that it's not necessarily the best North Star, but it's kind of like when people doubt you, it kind of motivates me to want to prove them wrong in a way. And I feel like we shouldn't necessarily be always operating from that energy of like, I'm going to prove these people wrong, but it can be like a sense of fuel in a way. And I think that, yeah, it's like we don't have to shy away from having that as one of our fuel sources of like, I'm gonna prove my haters wrong, or whoever is doubting me. Like, I know what spirit, God, the universe is guiding me towards. I know it's real. And of course people are gonna doubt me and be naysayers along the way, but it's like I have to keep that flame alive in my heart and carry the torch through all the challenges and obstacles. And, I like the quote that says, speak your truth even if your voice shakes. So that has been definitely a guiding principle for me. And people respect that when you really are owning your truth, and when you're not, like, I'm a big fan of owning your own truth and letting other people have their truth. So it's like, in my world, there's not really, obviously there's conflicts, but it's like, okay, if you want to have your view of reality over there, go ahead and do it. I'm going to have my thing over here. And if you're really like causing a big ruckus for no reason, then yeah, I'm going to block you. But I think just owning your own truth and just being like a little bit playful about it, like, oh, maybe people are worried that I'm talking about aliens, like, and just like crack a joke about it. Like, it doesn't have to be this super serious thing of like, oh my God, they've totally lost their mind. It's just like, hey, this is what I'm interested in. This is what I like to talk about. And yeah, Cassius, I know you mentioned Gaia TV earlier. I love Gaia TV, and I posted in both the YouTube chat and the Zoom chat, I made a playlist of all the different documentaries and shows that I really love on Gaia TV on YouTube, because there's a ton of content on Gaia TV and you can kind of get lost in it. But I tried to kind of highlight some of the really good documentaries on there. The one called The Reality of Truth is super good. I probably have like 10 or 15 recommendations on there. If anyone hasn't seen the show Psychedelica, that's also great.
Stop. Okay, because I was gonna say, I have. Okay, I'm gonna be so blunt right now. You guys get ready for this one. Okay, so I have recently, like, the universe has really been telling me to do mushrooms, but I always had I was always like, I'm not like that. Like, I'm not doing that joint. So I just stuck to using cannabis like every once in a while to expand my mind. And then no matter what, like, mushrooms come up everywhere. Like, someone sent me something saying, oh, here's, they don't even know me like that. And they're like, oh, here's a thing you could buy mushrooms. I was like, okay. And then everywhere, then my friend's like, oh, look, this guy's got mushrooms too. And so then I was looking it up and I was like, hey, I'm going to listen to the universe now. I'm going to look into this. And then randomly on YouTube, that Psychedelica show came up on YouTube and I was like, okay, all right, this is done. And then I joined here and then this guy's got a fungus hat. I was like, Lord, like, this is too much now. So now I'm definitely I'm looking into it and researching it. I think it's going to help me. But after I started trembling with how much fungus I was seeing everywhere, it's like, it's too much. You've
already got the energy. Like, you're already there. So yeah, I think it's probably just the universe showing you that you're already embodying that frequency. And I think it's amazing when people are as conscious and, good energy as you that have never done or have never done mushrooms, like it blows my mind.
See, that's why I'm nervous. I'm like, what's finna happen? Like, my worst fear was that, like, I would start acting crazy. So yeah. I was always like that. But because I've even trying cannabis, I was like, ooh, but the universe was leading me to that. So I was like, okay. So now that it's mushrooms and this guy comes up with his fungus hat, I was like, okay, now it's something gotta do. But yeah. I'm actually quite excited. Look at the snail on there too. I can't breathe. I love you, man. I can't wait though to see what happens. Like, I'm getting more open to like surrendering, and that's one thing I've been told. Even my dreams is like surrender. So I'm really learning to let go, and I think once I fully let go, the mushrooms will really help me even more. I'm excited.
Yeah. Just
I know this guy's hyped too.
Yeah,
I knew I was gonna say mushrooms, and he was gonna be like, "Yo."
Parker's like a walking omen right now. That's hilarious, man. It's just like, you're a sign from the universe. Absolutely, yeah. Cassius, again, with the theme of psychedelics and everything like that. Again, just speaking from my own experience, it's just kind of one of those things of just being open, like. It'll happen when it's meant to happen. And it's kind of one of those things where it's just like, you might not even go out and chase it. It'll just kind of come to you. But if anything, and this is, for anybody here, like, even maybe just plant that intention where it's just like maybe by the solstice, maybe by, June 21st-ish or something, like some sort of like significant date where it becomes like very ceremonial for you. And then you actually give yourself time to kind of like work into it and prepare for it. And you kind of like put that intention out to the universe and then just kind of see what happens between now and then. Because there's nothing stopping you from literally, manifesting that possibility and making it happen for yourself. I know some of my best experiences have always been that. Again, as this podcast suddenly just becomes a podcast all about psychedelics and stuff like that, which we've done before, but we can just kind of chit chat on here. We'll get close to wrapping it up in a bit. Carly, go ahead. I know you're looking to jump in on this.
I love it. Yeah, well, because psilocybin can be used or has been used now in studies for, at least in microdosing studies, for an antidepressant, anti-anxiety. In my personal opinion and experience of it, it's just kind of helps you see a truer version of yourself. Especially like I did mirror gazing last time, and it was just a very small amount, but just kind of had this whole connection of like remembering like who I used to be, like this, and being able to embody this like goddess like version of myself, of just recognizing like my own divinity, my own power in the world, my own, honestly what you're saying already, Cassius, like that whole up leveling stage, like it'll just bring you to the next level of embodying that trueness of who you are. And it totally depends on the mindset you go into it with. Like I do want to say, like, I go into every time I experience a psychedelic, it's a spiritual experience for me. Like I go into it hoping to connect with myself on a deeper level, like not going into it like just like looking to have a good time or like, party, but to actually like, I go into it with this mindset of, okay, I'm a spiritual being having a human experience, and how is this psychedelic going to take me a little bit more out of the human experience and more into that spiritual experience. So I think there's a lot of great research on it and a lot of great information on it, but start slow, go a little bit at a time, see how you feel about it, and make sure you're just like in a good mindset, a good space, and like just a calm, comforting environment, or outside. Personal opinion, if you can go somewhere beautiful in the woods where you're safe and confident and comfortable. Up in the UP was where I had just like beautiful experience, so highly recommend.
Thank you guys for all the advice too, because it's crazy how much it's like the universe is like, you need to do this, Joy, and I'm like, okay, I'm listening now, like I'm listening. And definitely I've been hearing all the stories, I'm like, whoa, that's really cool. Like even hearing what you were saying, I was like, okay, whoa, my turn, it's my turn. But yeah, definitely I would love to do it outside. It's winter time right now and I'm Black, so we don't do that, but soon soon when the sun starts shining. But yeah, wow, thank you guys so much, so helpful, thank you.
Yeah, Cassius, I'll send you a link afterwards. I actually have a video that I made a few years back, and it's like it's like an unlisted YouTube link, and it's like my 5 gram mushroom experience, and it's like very like raw footage, but like you'll watch it, you'll probably like almost like experience it while watching it. It'll kind of give you like a look into, kind of like the insights and stuff. I'm sure you would get a kick out of it.
Don't forget, bruh. Don't forget, because I'm trying to
I'll
watch
say,
that
yeah.
tonight with some popcorn.
You could. There's like the 15-minute version, and then there's like the 3-hour raw footage version. So
dry. Just send me the
Hilarious.
15-minute one.
I will. That's all good. So cool. Let's get close to wrapping this up here. Anybody else need to talk about mushrooms real quick? Fungi, did you want to do some flow tree before we get going? Again, I know you're kind of, let us know. I know energy wise it's up to you, dude. But yeah.
I mean, the thing is, like, if I do a freestyle, it's only going to boost my energy. So I have to, I kind of have to take the opportunity to do so.
Hey, by all means, man. Maybe just kind of like take inspiration from the space that we've created here tonight. A circle of creators. What does that bring up within you?
Word. I can also take a topic from everybody. If you guys want to
type it in the Zoom.
If you guys want to unmute for a second and just say a word, or you can type it in, whatever you want to do.
All right. You guys want to type it in?
Mushrooms.
Okay, we got mushrooms. All right.
Wolf.
What'd you say, Lauren?
Wolf.
Wolf. I like that. I like
I
that.
was gonna say moon, so
Moon. Beautiful.
Oh,
That's
okay,
good.
okay.
What you got, Brendon?
Flower.
Flower. Okay. Mushrooms, wolf, moon, and flower. And I saw Kevin said Sesame Street, so maybe I'll touch on that too.
All right. Mike's on mute. The stage is yours.
I guess we'll just go a cappella, no beat.
Go for it.
All right, here we go. Well, Mr. Cassius, I can make your dreams come true because you just met a real living mushroom. Now, I probably should have chimed in, but instead I'm just going to do some freestyle rhyming. So when it's coming right now, you can look. Basically, you already know you could step right into the flow. It's not backwards, but you could see the wolf. Flow backwards, that be the wolf. That's my spirit guide. Now you can hear the rhyme, so it's coming through. Every time that I channel him, I get the W. So you know that I'm howling to the moon. Right now, I'll show you how to take shrooms. Yeah, my brother Philo be coming back to regenerate up on the track, and we reconnect and we multiply. Yeah, we cannot divide. Coming right now, I'll be blessing the beat. It would be epic to see everybody coming together like Bert and Ernie on Sesame Street, because you cannot tear us apart. You know what we finna do. Getting your imagination like Snuffleupagus when I'm busting this off of the top. They want this ish, so I'll give them some mo. Yeah, you know that they feel in the flow, and we stick together like Velcro, and we give and love like Elmo. Yeah, I can spit the free and I'll make you laugh if you tickle me, because I give it back and I spit it out, and it's no trash like Oscar the Grouch. That means it's all hot off the top. And I don't spit big words because I ain't trying to go over heads and get my ego big like Big Bird. But it's cool because you know how it goes right back on the track. I can teach you the 1, 2, 3s and the ABCs because it's easy like that. Yeah. So go ahead and give me a little follow one time. It's Mr. Fungi off of the dome, always dropping those rhymes. Let's grow. Oh, wait, hold on.
Okay.
Hold on. I think I forgot flour. So we're going to have to eat that runtime, and then we'll get a little power. Because if we talk in Super Mario, you eat the flour, then you get fire. So I spit it out, and I spit it out, and that's my number one desire. And I ain't talking about flower power like I was really just a hippie. Some people be talking about flour like they was rolling that sticky. So right now I'm a sunflower because I could give you these seeds. So plant it right back in the soil because that is what you need. Let's grow.
Let's grow.
Okay.
no, yeah.
Right. you earned a follower. Okay.
Thank you.
Man.
That was fun.
Awesome,
thank you all.
dude.
Appreciate it.
Awesome, man. That's where I think kind of like finding a way to just like taking that and just making like 60-second TikTok versions of that, where people are just like submitting words for the next video in the comments for this one. That would be like a cool kind of like way of just kind of like doing it as an experiment sort of thing, and then using your Instagram to redirect you to the TikToks or something like that.
If this was filmed or we can get a snippet of that, let's do it. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, absolutely, dude. It was in panel view while we were doing that, but you can see like all of us reacting to it, so that's all good too. Carley was like she was like bouncing off the walls.
I was
on
losing it. It was so good. I was like, oh my God, every time you brought it back, I was like,
that was hilarious.
I had to
The
be
Sesame
muted.
Street had me rolling, man. So
well, I want to do like a TikTok, like the side by side. I want to do my reaction to your rap, like that. Now I have
Yes,
TikTok
yeah.
content.
More of that,
I'm gonna make
dude.
TikTok content so I can.
Yeah. Cassius, like again, I know we were talking about because I know your TikTok, it's like a lot of like footage of like you on the streets and everything like that. But honestly, I would say like the simple stuff, like film literally right here in your studio and just kind of like that, like just more of just kind of like 60-second little like free flow snippets would be a great way to just kind of like see where that just kind of picks up. And who knows, Cassius might even like duet it or something. Like, I don't know, you guys can do what you want. So
Do edit, bro. Yeah.
figure it out. So yeah. Because I mean, actually, you know what? If you guys were to straight up collab on that, Parker, like, and Cassius, you guys figure this out, but like straight up, like do like a freestyle that's like within the theme of what Cassius already talks about. So like do a freestyle that's like about astral projection and meeting aliens and soul activation and stuff like that. And then that would be natural for Cassius to be like, yo, everyone, check this out or something like that. So
yeah, no, I actually like that idea. If you do make, even if it's something on the street, because I want to react to it and be like, with my face like this in the corner while you're sitting there busting a rhyme on the other side. Yes, do it.
That'd be cool. All right. Well, you guys got each other's Instagrams, just to confirm that. You guys can send each other a DM afterwards.
I just followed you on TikTok.
Cool.
I'll find you on Instagram.
Yeah, I'll post a link for Cassius in the Zoom link right now, just to make sure that you guys got each other. And then after this, just hook up and go from there. But yeah, that'd be dope, man. Parker, you have so much talent, dude. So I think it's just a matter of getting you in front of the millions of people who will appreciate it. So
thank you, bro.
Awesome, dude. So cool. And Cassius, thanks as well, man. It's great when we are all able to kind of lift each other up in those ways. And yeah, it's super cool. Yeah.
You guys are awesome. It's everything to me to help anybody I can. And I don't even see it as helping. I see it as, my homeboy getting seen by some of my people. Yo, no, yeah. You're gonna get somebody. You're gonna get a record deal. Watch.
There we go.
with the fungus hat.
Yes,
there we go. Sweet. All right. Let's go around the circle one last time, just with some closing gratitude, unless there's anything else anybody needs to hit upon real quick. So thank you guys again so much. It's always an honor just being able to hold space with you guys. And every time we do this, it just charges me up. And I'm so excited to just kind of like continue to just kind of like support you guys and build the momentum. And again, if you guys ever need me for anything, I'm always here, and just send me a direct message anytime. So let's just go around the circle one more time. Anybody just wants to be able to share any closing gratitude, please, by all means, and just unmute yourself or put your hand up, either or. So go for it, Kevin.
All right, so this has been beautiful. I was on the fence. I was working on other stuff, but I'm super thankful that I came in. And I guess for my closing statement, somebody had mentioned in the YouTube chat earlier they liked one of the little affirmation songs that I sung in a previous paradigm shift thing. And that's one of my missions here on this planet, is to encourage everyone to sing your affirmations. It makes them not only much more powerful in the vibration that it's coming out, but it's way more fun. And you could literally create an affirmation for any aspect of your life. It's a way of focusing your energy and just creating the more of the reality that you want to live in. And it's been scientifically proven to have a healing quality. Your voice activates your vagus nerve, which is attached to the parasympathetic nervous system. So you're scientifically, changing the vibration of all your cells when you're singing. And even if you don't consider yourself a singer, you can still use the power of your voice. So I'm really on a mission to encourage everyone to sing, create affirmations firstly, and then turn them into little songs. I do this on my Instagram a lot. I haven't been posting that many recently, but I've probably done at least 50 affirmation songs over the past year. And a real simple one that I'll sing right here is it's just one that came to me. I feel like once you start focusing on it, your antenna goes up and you start receiving affirmation songs. Like, I receive new ones pretty much every day. I have this whole list here of all the different affirmation songs because I just wanted to put them all in one place. But a super simple one just goes like this. Oh, when I sing my song, it's medicine for my medicine for my soul. Oh, when I sing my song, it's medicine for my medicine for my soul. Oh, when I sing my song, it's medicine for my medicine for my soul. You can sing it with me if you want 2 more times. Oh, when I sing my song, it's medicine for my medicine for my soul. Oh, when I sing my song, it's medicine for my medicine for my soul. Oh, when I sing my song, it's medicine for my medicine for my soul. Oh, when I sing my song, it's medicine for my medicine for my soul. Joom, joom, joom. So yeah, that's just one of literally a million affirmation songs that you could sing throughout your day. It's a beautiful way to just like wake up in the morning and have some kind of song to just like get you moving as you're going around the kitchen, getting your morning routine going. So I really
Have you ever thought of doing that like for real? Because I already see like the name Kevin May somewhere. Like seriously though.
Yeah, that might be me. I mean, I've been making YouTube videos for about 10 years. I have a small following. I haven't really plugged it. And I mean, I was actually meditating on this today, and it ties in with what Brendon talks about, your challenges as a creator and whatnot. And I kind of believe that, I mean, I'm open to whatever my most harmonious Dharma path is. If I'm supposed to have 1 million followers, then I trust that I will. I mean, I put in plenty of effort, but I also kind of feel like, as Brendon was saying earlier, it's almost like certain people are meant to like, it's like your spirit calls you to serve a certain group. It's like a pastor at a church has their group of people that they're meant to serve. And I kind of feel like I already can't keep up with the 100 or 1,000 people that follow me. It's like I can't keep up with all these messages and shit. And I don't even have 2,000 followers on Instagram. You know what I'm saying? And to me, it's just it's about having those quality connections. And as long as I'm living my purpose and putting my stuff out there the best I can, I try not to play small. I mean, a part of me wants to freaking stand in a stadium in front of 1 million people, but I feel like, every step of my path has been guided, and I just have to keep showing up. But with that said, I know I have a beautiful mission on this planet, and this is just one of them, but it feels like a very important mission for me, for people to reclaim their voice. Because I can't tell you the number of times that somebody told me that I had a beautiful voice, and I was like, no, I can't sing, I can't do this. I internalized this belief so strongly, and I'm still working through it, even though I've been singing for the past like 7 years. And I've never taken any classes. I know I don't have like perfect pitch and shit, but that doesn't even matter. So many people have closed off their throat chakras, and it's super empowering to just like get that energy going and to even just use it as a form of self-healing. So yeah, that's the scoop for now. But if you do want to check out, I have 2 YouTube videos that are like compilations of like 10 different affirmation songs that are on YouTube. I could post one of those in the chat. Yeah.
So Dude, thank you so much, man. If anybody wants to reply to Kevin as well, feel free to do that. And even the affirmation song, man. Like, I mean, again, if we're just looking for content to get out there, like those type of those type of videos make good like audio tracks that people reuse in TikTok. You get the one that like the ching 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 goes the money tree type one thing, sort of thing. Even if you were to just kind of like focus on TikTok, just like niche into it, being like, oh, this is where I post my affirmation songs or something like that. Lo and behold, you'll find that those will probably like reach people and just kind of say like, it's like share this affirmation, repeat this affirmation or something like that. I don't know. It's just an idea to be able to play with, because I know a lot of people really like those like pre-produced like affirmation soundtracks and things like that. You guys know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm not. I thought I was muted. I do want to eventually look into figuring out how to do that. I mean, just to be real as fuck on your whole challenges thing, like the biggest thing of the last 10 years. I mean, I thought I was going to be famous in like 2013. Like I was on this like climb, and I connected with these like wealthy people, and they started paying me to make videos. Everything was just cruising, and I led this workshop at Burning Man with like 100 people, and these professional people filmed it, and that video is still on YouTube, and it was like the greatest. I felt like as I was doing it, I was like, yeah, like this is what I'm meant to do with my life. And that was 2013. Literally the next day after this workshop, my appendix burst at Burning Man, and so I call it Bursting Man now. But I was in total agony for 5 days, like literally thinking I was going to die. And when I finally got to the hospital, they're like, yeah, you easily could have died. People die from their appendix burst. So, and then that just kind of, I know it was all divine perfection, but for the last, since 2013, what is that? 7 + 2, 9 years, I've been on this journey of, it's not like I was just healing from my appendix, but it's been a journey of healing trauma. And most people have accumulated ancestral trauma in all these different ways, but different people are called to work with it more than others. And I feel like my personal path has been a huge theme of healing my trauma. And it's taught me a ton of beautiful things that if I would have, gotten on MTV in 2013 or whatever I thought I was going to be, I never would have gone on this other path. So it's all good. And we're right where we're meant to be. So that's what I want to say.
Very true. Very true. Awesome. Kevin, thank you so much for sharing, man.
Yeah.
Appreciate it. And yeah, again, just encourage you guys to connect with Kevin and, send him a DM and just keep an eye open for all the awesome things that he's been creating. And dude, I appreciate your support over all these many years and for picking me up at the airport back in 2013. Yeah. That would have been slightly before your appendix burst, I guess.
2014.
Was it 2014? I thought the first year I went to Lucidity was the first, because you picked me up the first year I went to Lucidity, didn't you? That was 2013.
It was the second time, I believe.
Was it the second time?
We were filming the Tree of Guardians.
Yeah. I guess was it Nathaniel who picked me up the first time?
Probably.
It was.
Yeah, I think it was.
Yeah. And then the second time, and then we hung out. Yeah. Cool. Either way, good memories. Cool. And yeah, you guys can go back and see Kevin's got some spots in the Journey to Lucidity movies as well. So cool. All right, guys. I love these discussions. We just got to get close to wrapping it up. I got a pregnant girlfriend in the other room that needs my attention. So let's just kind of go through one last time with some quick gratitude. Anybody else, please, by all means, and go ahead. Don't feel as if we don't have enough time for everyone to be able to share. So Lauren, go ahead.
Yeah, I'm so grateful for this space and just the ability to speak from the heart and hear people. I want to reflect with Kevin on how important vocal empowerment is in singing, and that really stood out for me because that's definitely part of my mission too. And singing affirmations, and I was doing it yesterday along with emotional freedom technique, and wasn't even aware what was going to come out of my mouth, what fears were going to come out, but it helped so much to process trauma and emotion. And yeah, that's all about this journey, is being able to do what lights us up while also looking at what may have caused us pain. It's two sides of the same coin. So I loved that song so much, and I loved singing it. So thank you again. And thanks to everyone here, everyone I'm just so inspired by and respect so much. And it doesn't matter about the views and the likes. Like, I don't think it does. What matters is these connections. These are the most important things, and keep staying true.
Awesome. Thank you. Thank you, Lauren. Appreciate it. Cool. Anybody else wants to share some gratitude? Go right ahead.
Definitely, I like how, where's my video? Okay, there it is. But I definitely agree with you, Lauren. Like, I think the best part is connections. And even if it's like we don't talk ever again, that connection that it was there for a moment, that'll always stick in our hearts. And that's what I love the most. And no matter what, even if I never think of you guys again, this moment, it was amazing. Like, I'll cherish it always.
Awesome. Thank you. Thank you, Cassius.
Amen.
Parker, go right ahead. Yeah.
I'll add on to that. I think we all have it right. The connection and coming together in this way is what's most important. And also like to add on to that, that, you know, utilizing these connections is also equally as important. And so, like, Kevin, I just sent you a message on TikTok that you should drop a beatbox, do a medicine song, and we should duet. Cassius, I definitely want to do, you know, something with you, and Cosmic or Lauren or Brendon, you know, and any way you want to collaborate, like, I'm here for you. I think that even if it was just us 6 and we help to collaborate and build together, that, you know, we could take off to whatever our goal is of a certain amount of followers, or, you know, a certain amount of Patreon subscribers, or whatever it is. I think that, you know, it only takes a few people to, you know, really help realize our goals and to manifest our dreams into reality. And so, yeah, just once again, thank you, Brendon. Thank you for your persistent reaching out. Like, I haven't been on a call in what feels like years. I think the last one was in Kevin May's living room. I think we had Grace on there. That seemed like a lifetime ago. So for you to just
Aren't
keep
these
sending out
weird
the messages is
synchronicities?
cool. It really is. It really is. So yeah, just once again, thanks for everybody for being here, and everybody that's listening in, tuning in on the YouTube and whatever. And yeah, keep on collaborating and bring the magic into this reality. Yeah.
And so it goes. Beautiful. Awesome. Thank you, Parker. Carley, did you want to share anything? Any closing thoughts? And then we'll basically be done after that.
Yeah, we're just talking about dinosaurs over here.
Oh, awesome. Wonderful.
But I'm so grateful to have the space to be able to do this with you guys. Even half distracted, it's so nice. I see that. Is that the dinosaur footprint?
It's all about planting the seeds for that next generation. So
yeah, thanks, guys.
Awesome. Thanks, Carley.
Love you guys.
Awesome. And again, reminder, all the links for the creators are in the show notes for this. So again, you can check out all the YouTubes and the TikToks and the Instagrams and the Twitches and all that stuff. And again, for everybody here, just appreciate all of you so much. Keep being the conscious creators that you are. Reminder for those of you who are, again, interested in the stuff that I've been talking about with Ibble, you'll see me posting about it, but if you want to reach out to me directly about it, again, please, by all means, go ahead and do that. And I can get you guys a little bit more info about what that looks like. And again, options available for those of you who are interested in being ambassadors and working alongside Ibble. And again, there is some like financial incentives there as well. It's a pretty cool platform. And again, I'll tell you guys more about it. But yeah, wrapping this up here, we'll see you guys around. Again, we'll be doing more of the Conscious Creator Support Circles in the weeks to come. We'll get a few more other events, probably get some flow tree workshops. Parker will let you know about that ahead of time. Kevin will let you know about the ahead of time. So if you guys are able to make it, again, that'll be a great place for us to be able to practice. And yeah, just as always, just again, keep being who you are and keep sharing your light. And a special thank you again to our Patreon supporters who make this possible. And if you aren't already, go check us out on Spotify at Paradigm Shift Radio, and we'll wrap it up there. So join me in just saying farewell until next time, and thank you again. So guys, go ahead and mute your microphones and say, we love you guys. Thank you so much, everyone.
Bye, friends.
Peace, y'all. Much love.
Much love. Thanks again, everyone.
Love you guys.
All right.